Hardware and Garden Stores.
Joe.
Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1302. Damn it.
Yeah.
I forgot to write down the records.
Oh, do you want me to pull those up quick?
Yeah, May 6, 2024. I know the high temperature for this day was really a warm day in 2016.
0506.
And I don't know what and it was probably chillier than that for the cold temperature record.
Probably.
If you're not swimming yet, excuse me. If you're not swimming yet, you soon will be. Get a hold of Aquaside. They've been helping people maintain Great Lake shores for more than 60 years with the complete line of lake and pond control products. They take care of everything from weeds to algae. The products are easy to use. They work quickly, and they're registered with the EPA and DNR. No need to let weeds overtake the old swimming hole. Call Aquaside, identify what you're looking at. They'll help you and send you the right products in your place to look great all year long. Call Aquaside at 1-800-328-9350 or go to aquaside.com. And Aquaside would be bringing you the ice outs for today, but we are done with ice outs.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
We lost a firefighter over the weekend, a guy named Joseph Johns. And apparently there was some sort of shooting incident in Minneapolis, and he was caught up in that, and we lost this firefighter. But ever since I heard about it, I've been terribly confused, and I can't find an answer. I suppose I could have called the fire department, but I guess I wasn't that confused. He was a firefighter in Eagan and in Eden Prairie.
Oh.
Well, how do you be a firefighter in two different towns?
Is it
Isn't that like, what if you were a snowplow driver? Wouldn't you be committed to one town or the other?
Is it a volunteer basis?
No, he was a career firefighter.
Okay.
He was well regarded, well known, and an avid motorcyclist.
I know so little about the job, but I seem to remember somebody saying that when firefighters are on, they're on for 3 or 4 days, and they live at the station, and then they have, like, I'm going to just pick a random 5 days off. Maybe that was the case. Maybe I'm talking out of school.
No,
Maybe.
They do have those A, B, C schedules because my brother-in-law was a former firefighter in St. Paul.
Okay. All right.
But I'm thinking snow plowing. Who gets you first? In other words, you're over in Egan, but a fire is raging in Eden Prairie.
Well, you would have to be on, though.
I guess I'm prepared to let it go.
In that scenario, are you double dipping? You're getting paid twice because you're.
Well, I'm sure he was being paid by each department. He wasn't doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
Cops do moonlighting security.
This wasn't moonlighting. He was a full-fledged firefighter in both communities.
This happened in the parking lot between the Joint and the old Whiskey Junction.
Yeah, right on what, Cedar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's off of Cedar, yeah.
Close by.
Yep.
What'd you ever find for the records?
I'm trying to pull it up.
I mean, I could give you the Minneapolis records, but they're a day behind. So I'm not going to.
Okay.
We'll all live without them for today.
I think so.
Hey, what'd we hit on on Friday?
I think Friday we neglected. I think we should have called an opener.
I only got to 60.
It was 4 o'clock.
Was it 4?
It was 4.
Okay, then let's look for this Friday.
Right. Because Precision.
Well, I got that.
Garage Door of the Twin Cities. And you know what? Good for them. Push it off.
The Precision Garage Door official opener is closer. Could be this coming Friday. Make sure your garage door and opener is in top working condition with Precision Garage Door Service, precisiondoormn.com. or 612-263-6985.
Your record high was 91 on this day.
2016?
Yes. And your record low was 25 degrees.
What year?
Yes.
Well, where are you getting this?
This is from
He's making it up.
weatherunderground.com.
Just leave it.
I don't have the year.
We're done.
Thank you.
We'll make it up to people
Period.
tomorrow. I would like for us to debut a new song, Chris.
I thought we were going to do that as a bump, but okay.
It deserves more than a bump.
I
Let me set this up.
Okay.
Hail the Flashlight King.
Hail you.
Most of the time, I drive truck.
That a
Once in
boy.
a while, I drive grain cart.
All right.
Sometimes I play guitar. I've had several elements for this song in my head for a while. And when I heard about GL owning Anguilla, that was the inspiration I needed to record it. Feel free to play it on your podcast. I only ask you that you be ready with the sounder for chunks of soot in the bridge. Do you have that taken care of?
I think so.
If you make it that far. It makes me smile every time I hear it. I only wish I had written it as a polka. Good luck, Mike Hokanson in Detroit Lakes. Well, you never know what you're going to hear when an emailer sends you off an embedded tune in the old email, but
True.
this is what we heard.
On the east shore of Spoon Lake, where the sun sets low and dreams awake, here in Gumption County we make our stand. We walk down Life Service Road and shoulder the hefty GL load, and the keeper of common sense gives us a hand. Hail the Fireworks Commissioner, hail the Flashlight King, hail the Kitty, FYI, and the two morons. You'll learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. And in Anguilla, GL's number one.
Yes.
The town council gathers, they have their say, but the old mayor, he leads the way through these days of moral and ethical decline. There's a ray of hope to keep us free as we fight the failed academy. Hold the center, don't let it unwind. Hail the Fireworks Commissioner, hail the Flashlight King, hail the Kenny, FYI, and the two morons. You learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. And in Anguilla, GL's number one. Chunks of soot and climate change are getting in the way, but we got the Krabby Coffee Shop and Positive Thursday. Hail the Fireworks Commissioner, hail the Flashlight King, hail the Kenny, FYI, and the two morons. You learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design.
That's true.
And in Anguilla, GL's number one. You learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. And in Anguilla, GL's number one. In Anguilla, GL's number one. In Anguilla, GL's number one.
Mike
Chunks of guys
Hokanson.
like you in my stool.
Hey,
Mike
Wow.
Mike Hokanson, Detroit Lakes, would you please join us at the Minnesota State Fair to do that song in person?
Oh,
And a very
yes.
lively, large crowd will join you.
I think a throwdown has been issued. Maybe a challenge has been issued by Mike. And my only question to Mike is, do you know how to read the news?
Well, I know.
to fill in for Johnny Height,
Oh,
Fill in?
take his job.
I wish John was here to defend himself.
No.
that was
Mike, will you please join us at the state fair? And
Wait a
by
minute.
then we'll have We're Number One in Anguilla
Wait a
shirts.
minute.
You'll receive one, of course.
Joe, are we going to have to learn our parts?
Well, all we have to do is where he says hail the flag, we go, hail you. We just put the
Yeah,
hail you part.
yeah, but you gotta.
You can keep that beat.
Oh, yeah.
I could probably play that.
Well, it's up to Mike. Mike, stay in touch. I'm serious. I would love to have you at the fair. The GLers would love to join you in singing this.
Ruck, we just booked another guest.
See,
See,
we're
this
one
is
guest
how it-
closer.
This is how it works.
That's scheduled. The slots are filling up right now.
So you've got the guy that serves people bugs.
Yeah, we
For
got
dinner.
crickets
the cricket
and this
guy.
guy.
We got the cricket guy and Mike.
It starts with an army of one.
Mhm. Can I read you something from the mole, who sometimes, I can't find this. I think he sometimes is getting news before the rest of us can. 8 people charged in the $2.6 million Medicaid fraud scheme.
Is that different than the food fraud?
Yep.
And the mole notes not a lot of Olsons and Johnsons being charged here. Those charged are Nasro Aden Takal, 1 count of racketeering, 6 counts of identity theft, and 10 counts of aiding and abetting felony theft. Fardosa Ali Ibrahim, racketeering, identity theft, and aiding and abetting felony theft. Bashur Aden Barre, racketeering, identity theft, and aiding and abetting felony theft. Warfa Osman Mohamud, racketeering, identity theft, and aiding and abetting felony theft. Omar Abdi Ahmed, identity theft and aiding and abetting felony theft. Amal Mohammed Budul, identity theft and aiding and abetting felony theft. Khalif Abdi Madobi, identity theft and aiding and abetting felony theft. Bishara Salat Abdiraham, identity theft and aiding and abetting felony theft. The mole notes very small compared to feeding our future, but add this to the daycare fraud and feeding our future, and it almost seems like a trend. The fraud in the child care program didn't reach $100 million, but still troubling, of course. It's just amazing. Maybe these Abduls and Fardosas and Warfas, maybe we need to harness them. They're like failed superheroes.
What do you mean?
Maybe we
Yes.
need
Like
to
masterminds.
Yes, maybe we need to harness them to take over some of the fiduciary responsibilities of the state government. They got in here, they've been here 10 minutes, and they already know more how the system works than all the Olsons and Johnsons combined.
Yeah, you're right.
The way the CIA will hire a computer hacker who's
Yes.
managed to hack into the government instead of throwing him in jail, they put him to work.
I want to give Nasro and Fardosa and Bashir and Warfa a little corner office over there, and keep your eye on Walsh.
Yes. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I think
That's a great idea.
Let us know if you see anything suspicious.
Did we have a piece from this? I think this falls under the rubric of this takes the cake. This is from the Sahan Journal.
Ah,
And again, there are many sites in town that are covering the news. The news is not being covered by the Star Tribune and the Pioneer Press. Alpha News, Sahan Journal, Bring Me the News. There are many outlets, and I'm finding them trustworthy. But here's defense attorneys in the Feeding Our Future trial attempted to cast doubt. This is the defense attorneys now.
okay.
This is the guy defending the food fraudsters.
Yep.
While they're attempting to cast doubt on the investigation, they spent several hours Friday asking an FBI agent why he didn't visit all the businesses associated with their clients to verify the allegations against them. In other words, it's the FBI's fault because you didn't go
Yeah,
catch us
they
in
didn't
the
find
act.
it, right.
You got to be kidding me.
That's a creative defense.
Well, federal prosecutors allege that the defendants reported serving meals at their businesses to children that never existed and charged for federal dollars. But FBI agents never bothered to confirm the suspicions in person
Forget about it.
or to install surveillance cameras to collect evidence, defense attorneys noted. They're blaming the FBI.
Therefore, we're not guilty.
That's kind of what I care about because that's what we're on trial for. Defense attorney Patrick Cotter said in a raised voice, Cotter, you are a piece of work. Some defense attorneys also pointed out to what they said were inconsistencies in signatures attributed to their clients that appear in documents in the case. Defense attorneys were relentless in their questioning of FBI Special Agent Jared Carey, who testified the last 3 days of the first Feeding Our Future trial. 7 defendants are being jointly tried for allegedly stealing $40 million in federal funds. Well, of course they stole it. I would hope the prosecution can point out that no footage exists. Not that it wasn't taken.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to help the prosecution here.
All right.
No footage exists of the kids getting fed because there were no kids getting fed. And the way the media operates today, you would have seen the footage of kids lined up around the block to get fed. That's right up the alley of what the TV news does. Those don't exist. Those footages don't exist because no kids were getting fed. Instead, these slick operators in the 3-piece green suits representing the defendants, they're blaming the FBI because you didn't go and see. How do you know?
This is Governor Ventura. Well, why don't you tell me? That's exactly what this is.
Yeah,
I know. But that's that type of reaction.
It is.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I think the next page in their defense is, you should have known they were going to do this.
Right.
Right.
That's what we're getting to.
Yes, it is.
It's not, we're getting to something more crucial than that. It's not that you should have known, but it's getting to the point where, well, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And we don't expect to be punished for it. We're a marginalized, victimized group. This is what we do. How dare you prosecute us?
Well, in their oath or whatever they take once they become citizens, there should be paragraph C-4. If you are an immigrant, you may not cheat the government because we will find you and you will be in trouble.
And they'll counter with, yeah, but we're getting slick lawyers going to blame the government for not checking on us.
Yeah.
What are you?
You apparently didn't get my signal on that.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Too much of a thing is too much of a thing.
Oh, heavens no.
Where was I?
Hi.
U.S. Assistant Attorney Joe Thompson countered the defense criticisms by emphasizing in his redirect examination of Carey that the agent only played one role in the investigation that involved other agents and forensic accountants. One of the most dramatic moments came when defense attorney Steve Schleicher displayed a page to the jury with a list of 10 food sites and businesses associated with his client. Schleicher went down the list one by one, asking Carey if FBI agents ever visited those sites. No, Carey said, prompting Schleicher to cross off each address with a black marker. I think he was doing that theatrically. Schleicher got to the final address, his client's home. Let's talk about this last one, Schleicher said. Said Saeed Farah. He has a home. Can you describe the surveillance that took place there? I know we took pictures, Carey said, and Mr. Saeed Farah was seen coming and going from the residence. Well, I'm going to stop now because this is absurd. The Somalis involved in this are so clever.
They
How
really
clever
are.
are they?
They're so clever that their defense attorneys aren't even embarrassed in running with their scam. They're not even embarrassed.
Isn't it amazing that they had all this knowledge firsthand?
Oh my God, these people are sharp. I want them to have a corner office watching Tim.
You know who it reminds me? It reminds me of something that Tony Soprano and his guys would do, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Except they at least had standards.
That's right. I'm blinded by the shimmering suit worn by these defense attorneys.
Yeah.
And you ne'er-do-well defense attorneys, you're going along with this.
Oh, one of them looks and sounds exactly like Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Funny how?
Like a clown.
You think this was funny? Oh, that's amazing. We are reaching the point where I believe the Somalis would have no trouble saying, look, you never saw us not feeding any kids. So therefore, how can you prove we didn't feed any kids?
Right.
That's where they are.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't bother to come out and see our facility.
And who is going to say that that anyone will find them guilty of this? Because that's exactly what's going to happen.
Especially depending who makes up the jury. It's a jury trial, isn't it? It's got to be. They're guilty as hell. Not one kid ate a Snicker bar in this whole deal.
And you went and investigated.
I did more than the FBI.
Mhm.
I went to a
wait.
site.
Wait a minute. We're on the FBI side.
I know
here,
I am
Joe.
on the FBI side, but
In
I
this
went to a
case, we are.
site and
see any kids in there.
Yeah.
and behind soaped windows, I could detect no activity. And yet, this was a place where 10,000 meals a day
And
were.
he did the.
Yeah,
Okay, hold
trying
on.
to
here.
shine it up a little. Oh man, it's really something.
What are you-
It's really something, isn't it?
My support of the FBI varies from case to case. I'll admit it. In this case, I'm behind them.
Yes, sir.
It is an amazing, amazing situation.